Okay.
Okay, thank you. Our mission, Helping Parents Heal, is a nonprofit organization dedicated to assisting bereaved parents through support and resources offered. We aspire to help individuals become shining light parents, meaning a shift from a state of emotional heaviness to one of hopefulness and greater peace of mind. Helping Parents Heal goes a step beyond other groups by allowing open discussion of spiritual experiences and afterlife evidence in a non-dogmatic way. Helping Parents Heal affiliate groups welcome everyone, regardless of religious or non-religious background, and encourage open dialogue. Attendance at all Helping Parents Heal meetings is voluntary. All discussions that take place at affiliate-led meetings are confidential. We hope that participants will learn from and share with each other. Zoom meetings run by Helping Parents Heal leadership are not confidential. These meetings typically feature guest presenters and are posted on YouTube so the affiliate members worldwide can watch and benefit. Neither type of Helping Parents Heal medium is designed to replace traditional therapy or spiritual counseling. Helping Parents Heal offers a wide variety of speakers, allowing parents to learn about the many possible ways to heal. This includes presenters covering progressive topics such as afterlife evidence and connecting with children who have passed. The views expressed by our guest speakers may or may not reflect the opinions of Helping Parents Heal leaders and members, so we ask that you take from their presentations whatever may benefit you personally.
Great. Thank you, Kathy. I'll read a short bio for Shelly. Shelly Wilson is an author, intuitive medium, and conscious creator who is passionate about helping people wake up to their greatness. She supports others as they navigate their own journey into consciousness to experience aliveness. Shelly's books, 28 Days to a New You, Connect to the You Within, Journey into Consciousness and Embracing the Magic Within, are available in paperback and ebook. She is also the creator of Cards of Empowerment and Clarity cards. And you can reach Shelly at her website, shellyrwilson.com. embracingthemagicwithin.com. So without further ado, I welcome and introduce Shelly Wilson. Thank you, Shelly.
Yes, thank you so much, Irene, and thank you, Kathy, and thank you to all of you for being here this evening, and thank you to those that will be watching this video later as well. So tonight I want to speak just briefly and guide you in a short meditation as well, and be thinking of some questions that you may have, and know that you can post them in the chat and I'll respond to several, and then I will be doing some validation, some connections with your loved ones this evening as well. So the first thing that is coming to share with you, definitely, you know, depending on where you are in the world, many of us are experiencing what is summer-like weather. I know it's not quite summer yet, but that is coming very soon. And to me, this is just that reminder once again to take care of yourself physically, mentally, emotionally, you know, make sure that you definitely stay hydrated, make sure that as you can move your body, but also make sure you get that adequate sleep, because part of this healing, part of this growth and evolution that we're going through, yes, we're human, having a human life experience, but we've got to take care of ourselves. That is so very important. So I just want to remind you of that, and just know that practicing that self-care, that self-love is so important. So as you care for those around you, as you invest that time and energy, just know it's important, once again, to strive for balance, to have that downtime, and don't feel like you have to have permission to do so. If anything, this is that reminder, once again, of having balance being so important. The other thing that I want to remind you of as well, definitely your loved ones are always communicating with you. They're giving you signs. You know, a lot of people say, are they with us 24/7? And I will tell you, probably not that often. Just like when they were here in physical form, they had things to do, places to be. They're still learning and growing. And this is that reminder too, that they're just a thought away. So the more that you begin heightening your own awareness, the more that you become more receptive to the signs that you're experiencing, trust them. I will tell you many times they do communicate with us with those animal messengers, the cardinal, the butterfly, the hummingbirds, the even dragonflies, and also other animal messengers. So I think of waterfowl, I think of even the bunny rabbits, things in nature, and so on. Also recognize too the number sequences, how significant they are. Sometimes it's showing up on the clocks, those triple digits or meaningful number sequences, but also they'll show up on receipts or on license plates. So that's a great way for them to connect. Also, we know those pennies from heaven, those nickels from heaven, and the song lyrics that we hear. Sometimes they show up on the radio. Actually, we're just listening to a song, and next thing we know, there's something that tells us to go inside and Google the lyrics. There's something more to it. And I will assure you that more often than not, there is probably a message within those lyrics. Sometimes it's just that snippet that you may hear. Sometimes it's the song title. And sometimes if you don't actually hear it on the radio, it may be something that just comes into our mind. And it may be a song that we're very familiar with, and it may be one we've never heard of it, but it's coming into our awareness for a reason. So please know it doesn't mean that they would have necessarily listened to that music, but knowing that it may offer a message to us, once again, please trust that. So I want to guide you just in a brief meditation, and this is meant to help you to receive messages and take note of the signs that you are receiving from your loved ones. So I invite everyone just to take a moment and breathe in deeply. Focus on breathing in peace and love, ease and compassion. As you exhale any stress, fear, worry, and doubt, continue to breathe and allow any and all tension to be released from your physical body. As you relax, move your awareness to the center of your chest as you feel the pulse of life within you. Your breath is your life force. Allow your physical body to become lighter so that inspiration can flow more easily to you. Envision your physical body as a beautiful orb of light that is able to easily receive energetic transmissions flowing to you and through you. This includes communication with your angels, guides, and loved ones in spirit. Breathe in deeply, feeling the embodiment of who you are, physically, mentally, emotionally, and energetically. With each inhale, feel your body expand with potential. As you then exhale positive and creative thoughts into the field of pure potentiality, the field of all possibilities and infinite creativity. Continue to breathe and feel your chest expand with the inhalations and deflate with the exhalations. Feel the love you have within you, and that is you. Focus on quieting the thoughts that are in your mind so that your heart and spirit can gently yet powerfully speak to you at this time. What is it saying to you in this moment? Perhaps you may be guided to silently ask, what do I need to know at this time? What do I need to become aware of so that I can heal on every level? What emotion needs to be felt rather than suppressed? And what intentional action steps do I need to take so that I can grow more fully in spirit? As you ask these questions and any additional ones that come into your awareness, please listen and trust what is being conveyed to you through thoughts, words, feelings, and impressions. Take mental note of any bodily sensations that you may feel at this time. The information and inspiration you receive from your heart, spirit, and loved ones in spirit will help guide you. It is then solely up to you to take action on any guidance as you feel led. Allow yourself to embrace these messages and this clarity with confidence. Now, I invite you to ask your loved ones in spirit to provide you with a sign. This sign will be a comforting way for you to know that they are with you. Take a deep breath, relax, and exhale. We are asking your loved one to blend with your energy and share a meaningful sign with you. You may see an image or series of images flash within your mind. You may also hear a word audibly or within your mind. Once again, please trust that the sign that is being shared with you at this time. Take a big deep breath again and come back to now. And so it is. And so with that, please note too that these signs may change, that this may be just something that they're wanting to share with you in this moment at this time. Okay. So at this time, I am open to answering a few questions. And so
Yes. Okay, Shelly. Julie has a great question. She said, how often should we be getting readings? Should we be careful not to get too many?
Okay, that is a great question. And I encourage, first of all, to shift the energy from being careful and conscious, or careful to one of being conscious. Okay, so from being careful and cautious to conscious. The words sound very similar, but they have a different vibration. Now, the thing is it's important to not feel dependent on someone else to provide you with that connection. I feel that periodically it's absolutely okay, because it's always nice to have someone else to provide validation and to give us those messages, if anything, to validate what we're already getting from our loved ones. But at the same time, please know that you absolutely can communicate with your loved one in spirit. It is really building up that awareness, tuning in once again, and trusting what you're picking up. I recognize that our humanness wants to say, yeah, but I know this. And this is something, that they're showing me. I already know this. Well, maybe that is the case. Maybe they're showing you a memory. Maybe they're reminding you. And maybe this is just validation that you are in tune, that you are claircognizant, which means that you already know that information. So I'm not giving you a time frame to look at, and not going to say what is right for you, because of course you have free will and the ability to make choices. But I do encourage you to be conscious and not cautious or careful, and just really listen to what your heart and spirit guides you to do. And definitely know, once again, that you have the ability to communicate yourself.
Beautiful. Yes. And, I'm 9.5 years out, and I know Carly is with me, and I feel that I don't have to have a reading. But in those early years, I would treat myself maybe as a Mother's Day gift or a holiday gift, or, her birthday gift. And then you have something to look forward to. So thank you. That's great.
And I got
Well, I
chills
think,
to validate that for you, Irene, because
yeah.
the thing is too, is you have grown in your own abilities and grown in your own spirit, knowing how to make that connection too.
Yes. So I think everyone here on this meeting can answer this next question for Angelina O, but we'll let Shelly answer it. As I'm coming up on 1 year, someone said to me, because my son was an organ donor, his spirit and energy won't come through because he wasn't whole. Please let me know if there's any validity.
Well, I will say I don't believe that. I don't feel like that is accurate, but that's my perception. This is where you feel into it. What I sense is, of course, our physical body is filled with our soul, filled with our energy. And the thing is, too, is, what I like to think of, even with organ donation, it's like a piece of them goes to the recipient, goes to that person that is blessed to receive that gift of life. And the thing is that doesn't take away from their ability to communicate, because they're not attached to that physical form. As I'm saying this, Spirit's reminding me to share with you that sometimes it's our own grief, our own sadness that may actually inhibit that communication, because we have to remember it's important to bring our energy up to the heart, focus more on love and grace and gratitude, even when we're challenged, to be able to get to that energetic vibration to connect with them, because once again, they no longer have physical form, so they're not weighed down with our dense body. Because as we know, being grounded is important, but we also want to think about lightness and love and even laugh, because that's going to help us too.
Beautiful. Thank you.
Yes.
Laura has an interesting question. How do I know what if I am hearing is actually my daughter communicating with me, or is it me just knowing her well enough and knowing what she would say to me? Does that matter?
Okay, so I have chills head to toe, buzzing. I will tell you, you're going to feel it. You're going to feel it in your body. You're going to feel it in your spirit. And no, if it's just you and your mind, you probably won't have that same feeling. And this, once again, is being able to tune in and recognize those sensations. I know many of you are probably very familiar with the terms being clairvoyance, which is clear seeing those images within your mind. Clairaudience is actually hearing words audibly or within your mind, like you have a thought bubble, but it doesn't actually something you hear. And then that claircognizance is just that knowingness. And then clairsentience is clear feeling, which knows that you feel sensations. You may have buzzing, chills, tingles, things like that physically on your body. And that's a reminder of truth and validation. And they, of course, are going to blend with you and let you know when they're near as well.
Beautiful. Cindy is asking, my son comes and dream visits at different ages. Someone told me they come through when they were the happiest in their life. Is that true?
Well, that is a good question too. And I would say, I'm thinking more so of people that have made it to an older age. They tend to show us their younger, their heyday. With children, I feel like they're just popping in, giving memories that made them happy, that feel good, things like that too. And sometimes they may show us challenging experiences and challenging memories as well. And to me, that's just a reminder to you for you to know that it's really them, because as we know, life isn't always what I say, sprinkles and cupcakes and unicorns. Sometimes it's very rough and we're very challenged. So I don't want to say that it's always the good that's being shown to us, because sometimes it's the unpleasant. Sometimes it's just a reminder of how far we've come and what we've overcome too. But the main thing is to discern, to feel into it. Just like if someone tells you something, you get to run it through your filter if this resonates and makes sense to you. And this could be with any life experience. It doesn't have to be just in a reading. It could be something someone sharing. But at the same time, remember, everyone is having their own human experience. Everyone has their own perception, their own perspective, and it's going to run through their frame of reference, what they've experienced in life also.
Beautiful. And we have two questions. I'll combine them about meditation. The one is, are meditations the only way to connect to our children? And the other is, how do we find balance in making time for meditation between busy work schedules, family, home?
Great question. And I will assure you, first of all, many people have a connotation that meditation requires us to sit still or to do nothing for a period of time. And I will assure you that many of you are already doing meditation, but may not call it that. So the idea is to clear our mind, to quiet our mind, to be receptive to guidance, be receptive to messages from our loved ones coming through. And anytime we focus on being mindful and present, that's actually very meditative. You know, I see, Irene, when you share your walks with Linus and those pictures, I have no doubt that's your meditation without even knowing that that is, because I recognize that you find joy. You are completing a task also with walking Linus, but also getting exercise, getting movement and things like that. So whatever you do that feels good, that is allowing you to clear your mind, that can be meditation. This time of year, I love being outdoors, even with the heat, and walking around my property and checking out the new flowers that have bloomed, checking out the birds that have nested and have babies, and just seeing what is out there. And that's my meditation. I also just like relaxing sometimes by the pool that I finally got opened, and just, you know, being there, not necessarily swimming, but just laying there, floating on it. That's meditation too. So know that whatever feeds your spirit, but relaxes your spirit at the same time, is probably meditation. And no, that's not the only way that you would connect with your children, but it does provide a space for you to receive messages or to be more aware as well.
Beautiful. There are another two
Agree.
questions that are very, very similar. One mom is saying she's 1 year out, and another mom is 3 years out, and they feel that they haven't gotten any signs, visitations, dream visits. Everyone says they're too deep in grief to get them. Can you block the signs if you're grieving?
Yes, you can block the signs. And I'm saying that because many times we are too heavy, our heart is too heavy. It's hard for us to be able to see past what we're feeling in that moment. And therefore, we're not going to see some of the subtleties because the signs aren't always big and huge. You know, I'm seeing like a banner in the sky from a plane. They're not always big signs like that. Sometimes they're very subtle. Once again, taking note of the animal messengers I mentioned before, and the numbers and the songs as well. And the main thing too, you know, when we think about our loved ones and when they transitioned, and sometimes even holding on to the time element of how many days it has been and so on, sometimes that holds us back also. I know it's something that is natural, something that we do, but when you can, you know, of course, you can mark it on the calendar, keep track, but don't feel like you have to count every day, that you have to look at it. And once again, I understand if that's what feels right to you to do, but anytime our energy is anywhere else than where we are in this moment, and that includes being in the past or even thinking about the tomorrows, the word that I'm hearing to say to describe it, sometimes it holds our energy hostage. And that just means that we can feel very tied down to another time frame, if that makes sense. So the main thing is, as I said, doing your best to be present, feeling emotions, letting those emotions move through you. But know that more often than not, the way our loved ones do come through for us is during our waking hours. They give us thoughts, they give us memories, and they're saying, I'm right here. And sometimes we think it's us originating those thoughts, but in reality, it's them planting those impressions with us, those memories and so on. And what our loved ones do is they impress upon us. That's why, you know, once again, we think, am I originating this thought? And it could be the case, but I feel that more often than not, that it's them letting us know.
Nope. Okay. Janine has an interesting question about mediumship. How do you distinguish the gender of the spirit that's coming through in a reading?
Okay, and I will tell you, now that it can be a little more challenging. And I only saying this because, we think of male, boy, we think of girl, female, and because now there's a lot of people that prefer to be gender neutral, and they may appear one way and be very feminine, yet they are male, or they be very masculine and are female. So as a medium, we do our best to discern what we're sensing, what we're picking up, but it is running through our filter. So this is where we've got to trust that who we're bringing through is going to give evidence and give information to help us convey correctly.
Beautiful. Well, we're just about on the half hour,
Yes,
Shelly.
so
Are we?
I'm
Okay.
ready to do some connections. Good. Okay. So everyone, I invite you to be open and receptive to the information coming through. I do my best to give what I get as I understand it, but keep in mind, once again, it is running through my filter, through my frame of reference, and it's my perception as what I'm seeing and sensing and hearing and so on. Everything does come through thoughts, feelings, impressions, and I will give as much information as I can before connecting with you, the person that it goes to. So please write in the chat only if what I'm saying makes sense. And please know that when I give information, that I prefer to have most of the information make sense, okay? Keep in mind too that we have loved ones that will come in together. So this could be more than one person. And just know too, that if you feel a connection to what I'm saying, but I may not come to you specifically, please receive what resonates, because this is a way when we come together in a group like this, that many people get a message as well, okay? Okay, so getting started here, I have a young girl, a female, coming through, and she is giving me this impression that she's around 8 to 10 when she passed. She is giving me this sense of having a health condition. I feel like this is a cancerous type condition, but it may be another diagnosis also. She's showing me with full cheeks, puffy cheeks, and I feel like part of her treatment may have been steroids, something that would have caused her to even retain fluids. But I know the puffiness is not something that she always experienced. I feel like this was due to medication, due to treatment that she was undergoing. I get this sense too, because she's showing me fuzz on her head. So I do feel like, once again, part of this treatment may have caused her to lose hair, but she wasn't inhibited by it, because she's giving me the sense of just rubbing her hair and it being fuzzy and her smiling about it because it feels soft. I'm getting this sense too, because I'm seeing just big brown eyes with her, and I get this sense of being being a very happy girl considering her circumstances, because I feel like she was always trying to make everyone else feel better as well. She is showing me in a hospital gown, so I do feel that her last days very well could have been spent in the hospital, or she perhaps was able to come home because they knew that her prognosis was terminal. So as I'm saying this, this makes sense, and I will get more information, but she's showing me, as I said, what I was describing.
Okay, Kathy has typed it all in the chat. If anyone can take some of this, all of this, please say yes in the chat. Again, a young female, 8 to 10 when she passed. There was illness, puffy cheeks, possibly from the steroid treatment. Shelly said her hair might have been buzzed, big brown eyes. Okay, so we have Sarah M saying this all makes sense to me.
Okay, let's come to Sarah then, because I'm getting
Sure.
chills with that, okay?
Yes, I've asked her to unmute. Hi, Sarah. Can you turn your camera on, Sarah? Oh, oh, there you are. Hi.
Okay, hi. And good. Okay, so I'm getting chills all over as I even look at you, because I just get this sense of your beautiful daughter just wanting to say, I'm right here, I'm right here. And I get this strong feeling from her too. Did she get her ears pierced or wanted to get them pierced before she passed? Or did she wear clip-on earrings? Because she's showing me pointing to her ears, and that being something important also.
She had stickers.
Ah, okay. I love that. Now, was she asking to get her ears pierced, but this was the next best thing, or you said, this is what I'll do, or you can do that?
She wasn't really asking. She just liked kind of fancy things.
Okay. Now, I just see her now. I want to move past the earrings, but by chance, did she have play jewelry, something plastic even? And this may have been even when she was a bit younger, but I'm seeing dangly down. Okay. So I know that there would be something that she would put on in that way. Okay. Now, can I get your daughter's name, please?
Ziva.
Ziva. Okay. Perfect. I was like, there's no way that I'm going to recognize this name. So thank you for sharing that with me, Ziva. Okay. Now she's showing me too a Christmas tree. And I know Christmas for many people is an important holiday. We think of that time of year, regardless of our beliefs in that. But she's giving me a sense too. I don't know if she had just a small one that would have been in her room or in her hospital room, but I am seeing something about her wanting to recognize Christmas tree decorations in that way. Is that making sense to you, Sarah?
Yes.
Okay, and I'm getting a sense too, because she's coming to her belly area too. Now, was this actually where the main issues were, also in the tummy area?
No.
Okay. I don't want to let this go ahead.
I have some tummy issues. I don't know.
You've got tummy issues. Okay, thank you for speaking up, because she's pointing to her tummy, she's rubbing her tummy, and I know that she's recognizing it for a reason. So it's not her, but she's identifying that for you. I just feel, that she's even, talking about rubbing your tummy, or you rubbing it, maybe that'll make it feel better too. But just giving me this sense too about, you got to take care of you. She's showing me drinking juice or something that would be juice colored. So I don't know, once again, if this is for you that you're doing or something that she did also.
I just started juicing. I've been doing a lot of juicing.
Okay, perfect. So I got chills with that. This is a way that she's saying, Mom, I'm with you. I see you doing that. Now, when you're juicing, are you thinking about her, talking to her, looking at her picture, something like that also?
A lot of times I am listening to things that are helpful for me, or even like helping parents heal things while I'm juicing.
Okay, because she's just giving me this sense about your spirit being fed as your body's being fed. Now, Ziva feels like she is beyond her years. So I just know that her presence here was definitely a blessing to all those that she encountered, that they're continuing to learn from her. And I just know that they're, I keep seeing a tree growing too. And of course, we think of, sometimes we plant trees to honor our loved ones, but sometimes this is that reminder of the legacy that we leave, that, planting seeds of intention and things like that. Okay, so Ziva is showing me a banner also. I don't know if this is a celebration coming up or some other greeting, or maybe you have a banner hanging up in your room or in her room, but there's something about seeing this well wishes brighten your day, that feeling.
Yeah, I did have a banner that was hanging in our house that had her full name on it.
Ah, okay. So did you just fold it up and put it away nicely is what I'm hearing?
Yeah, we did have to move, and so I haven't actually put the banner back up, but it was up for over a year or two.
Well, I think, it's not a requirement, of course, to put it back out, but even the idea in your mind of how that blessed you, how that reminded you of her presence and things like that, just having that thought in your mind is very healing also. She keeps showing me rainbows, so I get a strong sense of colorful personality, but I get a sense too that that's one way that she would show you I'm here with those rainbows, and not just rainbows in the sky, but the prisms that can be created with water and with light also too. So there is something about recognizing that, and even just I'm seeing just a little pin, a rainbow pin. So I know that that's something, if you don't already have in your possession, something that you may be acquiring also.
Yeah, I do have something like that. And also, I asked Ziva to please send a sign to my son who's in Hawaii, and he sent a picture of a rainbow today.
I got chills with that. Perfect. And so I just know that she loves you both so much. And I just see her buried in your chest and hugging you and, bringing close. So even just feel her with that, feel her presence. And I know that she will continue to come through for you. And the main thing, once again, is to trust the feelings, trust the impressions, because that's how she's saying hello. Okay, so I want to leave you with that, and what a beautiful daughter Ziva is.
Thank you so much. That was so beautiful and wonderful. Appreciate you.
Thank you, and thank you for speaking up. That is really beneficial when we do this also.
Thank you.
Beautiful. That was amazing, Shelly. That was great, Sarah. I'm so happy for you. Beautiful.
And what a beautiful name too, Ziva. So I don't think I've ever heard that name before too. So yes, what I want to mention to those that may felt a connection to that, once again, please receive what resonates, because this is the way that our loved ones communicate with us. They use other messengers to get messages to us. So now I do have a male energy stepping forward, and what I'm seeing in my mind, a young man, he looks to be probably late teens, could be 15, 16, that area, could be a little bit older. I'm seeing a wisdom about him, but a youthfulness at the same time. And I know sometimes kids look a little older, act a little older, and they're younger, and vice versa. I'm seeing that he has wavy curly hair, and it's sandy blonde color, but I'm seeing blue eyes with this young man. And I'm just getting this sense of being very connected to nature, being very outdoorsy. His hair is a little bit longish, but as I said, it's curled up, so it doesn't hang low, but it's kind of thick is how I want to describe it. I'm getting a sense from him, a sensitivity about him. I do feel being sensitive to energies. I feel that his passing was sudden and unexpected. I get a sense too that his death is accidental. So this may be an actual motor vehicular or other terrain vehicle accident. This may also be an accidental overdose. I'm not getting the specifics of which it is in this moment, which makes me feel that there is another spirit, another loved one coming through also. So I want to give that information. I'm hearing a couple of names. Sometimes I hang tight on the names because that could throw people off, but please know I'm hearing a name. It does not mean it's this young man's name. It may be a connector name. I'm hearing the name Paul, and I'm also hearing the name William or Williams. And I know that I think there was a singer, Paul Williams, if I'm correct with that, but I feel like this is someone's middle name, and first and middle or first and last name. But as I said, it may not be his name. So keep that in mind.
Okay. And what was the age again, Shelly?
I got a sense that he was late teens.
Teens?
Yeah,
Okay.
late. So like 15 to 17 is the range. He could, as I said, could be a bit younger, but I'm seeing the build, seeing the facial features, and makes me feel around that age.
Okay. Colette is saying she has a cousin Paul. Oh, the chats are going. Cousin Paul, dad's middle name is William. But Colette, do you have a son that passed, and can you take anything else? Leslie's saying first name of her son is William. He was age 23. He passed from an issue with his insulin pump.
Okay. I do feel accidental passing, and I do feel late teens with this young man, unless he just was very youthful looking. And I do feel that it was sudden and unexpected. So I don't feel like this was a health related issue.
Okay. Carolyn is saying her son passed suddenly at 14, a bike accident, not blonde hair though.
Is it curly hair? Because there's curly, wavy, thick hair, and the blonde is not a light blonde. It's like a sandy blonde, blondish brown.
Carolyn said wavy, thick hair.
Mm-hmm.
Claire saying her son William died in a car accident, 20 years old, mature, brown eyes, brown curly hair. And Louisa is saying thick curly hair.
Okay. And blue eyes. I felt that I had said blue eyes because I feel like I can see that color also.
Okay, so Louisa
I keep seeing Louisa.
Okay.
She turned hazel.
Well, do you want to talk to her? And if it's not,
let's go to Louisa and we'll just see.
Okay, let me just pull her up.
I just asked her to unmute, Irene.
Hello, Shelly.
Louisa. And so as I was giving that, does most of it make sense?
Seems to be.
Okay. And you indicated your son passed in a bike accident. Was that correct?
It is correct. And I could sense that something was going on. I had seen him a few minutes before it happened. And by the time that we think it was actually happening, I sensed something. And I got up from the chair and I started asking, what happened to Victor? And my mother said, why do you say that? And I said, I don't know. I just feel something. And then I heard the ambulance.
Okay. Now, as I'm tuning into this, was it actually internal bleeding, internal issues, abdominal area with him?
He was operated in the pelvic area.
Okay.
Even though the main problem was inside. Inside. We couldn't see, my husband saw the blood in the place, but you couldn't see anything. When he was at the hospital, he looked normal.
Okay. Now, did the physical description make sense with him too?
So much. Just that he was born with blue eyes, but they turned hazel.
Okay, so bluish green.
His hair was.
And was curly?
Yes, wavy, curly.
Oh, curly. Okay. And I'm getting chills. Now, the main thing is, even as I was talking, perfect. That's what I was going to ask you, Louisa, because if you're feeling that connection, I'm feeling it also. Okay. Now, was the William and Paul, did that make sense to you, either one of those names?
William is one of the witnesses.
William. Okay.
Paul, I'm trying to remember. Okay. I know I heard the Paul, it's something to do with the case, maybe.
Okay, we won't focus so much on the names, but can I go ahead and get your son's name, please?
Yes, Victor Stanley Peterson.
Okay, Victor Stanley Peterson. Okay, so I'm asking, to give more information, and I feel like he wants to call you Mama. call you Mama. And I just see him smiling, big smiles. He may even have some really deep dimples, but he's
Yes.
just giving me this sense of feeling very strong. He's immediately showing me, bringing his hands up, his fist up. So I don't know if he had some nice muscles or
He was very slender, but he used to
Okay.
lift up weights, do
Okay.
push-ups, and he
Okay.
looked blonde, but he spoke Spanish like me, just with
Okay.
accent.
Okay, so I know that he's wanting to address his physique. If anything, also showing you, you know, that he is strong now, that building
Thank you,
that
Victor.
up. Okay,
Thank you,
he's
Shelly.
he's also giving me this sense too about giving this to you about you being strong. Mama, you're so strong. You're so strong. He's telling me too that about fighting. So I don't know if with this situation there's other things involved or legal matters involved or other things that you may be dealing with outside of
Yes.
this. But he's
Yes.
just giving me this sense about you being a fighter, that you're being very strong, that you'll win your fight.
He
So I
knows
know
it.
that, yes, he knows it. There's something
Yes.
because he says, Mama, you love big. And I just know that he knows your heart. He knows your
So much.
intelligent, and he knows that, because he's talking about not wanting him to be in pain, not wanting you to be in pain. So I know that even with that accident, with that situation, of course, you would have had concerns. How was he? How was he feeling? You know, is he okay? Things like that. I do get this sense, you know, with fluids, with internal bleeding, something going on. And perhaps that was why they had to operate also, with some other things going on in his body as well. But he's giving me this sense that he doesn't want you to hold yourself responsible, doesn't want you to go back and try to remember or try to relive that experience,
I
because he's
relive
saying
it
that,
recently
okay,
again. I'm sorry, Shelly, but because I with the therapies and then myself healing and meditating, I came to a point where I understood somehow. But the other day, as his birthday is coming, I thought again and I said these words. Why didn't I go with him? Because normally he will be in the bike and I will be jogging, but I didn't go that day.
yes. And I know that he doesn't want you to blame yourself for that. But at the same time, part of our healing from my perspective is we've got to be with that memory or be with that energy, be with that emotion, and allow ourselves to move through it. You know, this is why talking to people, having these resources, Helping Parents
Thank
Heal,
you.
and so on is going to help you to do that. But I know that he wants to share with you
Wow.
how much he
Thank you
loves you,
so
how
much.
grateful he is to you. And he just doesn't want you to be in that state of sadness, be in that state of blame any longer. I know there's something too, because he's coming to your heart. So I don't know if your heart continues to hurt or you've been having that. And you've got a picture you've got with a heart on
I
it too.
I write. So I wrote this poem today at work during my break, and it has a
Ah,
heart. And
perfect.
I was guided three days ago or so that by him that I need to write the letter back to the girl who received his heart, which was received in the state of Colorado. His nickname was Colorado, and
Ah,
that was one of his favorite places.
okay. I got chills head to toe with that. And you know, the beautiful thing, and you know, of course, this was a question someone asked earlier about, you know, when our organs are donated and so on, because, you know, your precious son also enabled someone else to live too, you know, and this
Yes.
is where we want to see the blessings within these very challenging situations also. But I
Oh,
just
God
know
bless
writing
him.
this letter and sharing messages, I feel like you can have a connection with these family, with this individual, if that feels right to you also. But there is something about continuing to express yourself, continuing to write, because that's going to help you healing. Okay,
That's one of my healing tools.
absolutely.
I'm so thankful that he came and did this connection.
Well, I'm glad that you spoke up
Thank you.
because I know that he is absolutely with you and he's, guiding you all along the way. So I just know the inspiration that you're receiving, the guidance that you're receiving, that he's helping you and he just
I know
wants you to
it.
be happy.
I feel it, and thank you for confirming. All I do is write, and I always did, but it came more intense after Victor's transitioning. And it is so much that sometimes I just have to take a note quickly because I know it's him telling me. And my first language is Spanish, but ever since nothing comes to me in Spanish, or almost never, just in English, and it's not my first language. So I do know that my connection with Victor, I knew, and we both knew. We look at each other and our eyes shine, but now I know for sure he came to me to give me the biggest love I ever felt.
Absolutely.
Ever. Just one
Beautiful.
question, please, Shelly. Thank you so
Uh-huh.
much. If you could, did he hear me when I went to the emergency that day? I stood in front of the place where they had him, and they told me, talk to him. And I said, I don't want to see him because I was expecting a broken face, but it wasn't the case. I faced him with my back and I spoke to him in English, in Spanish. I always wonder if he was in that moment
Could he
hearing
hear
me.
you? Yes, he could hear you. And just what I sense is he definitely, wasn't in his body. He was in the process of leaving his body.
Yes.
But he says he knows, he's always known how much you love him. And I just get this sense too, you kissing him, you loving him, and he's saying that he's never doubted your love for him.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Blessings.
Yes, and blessings to you.
Beautiful.
Yes.
So beautiful, Shelly. Thank you so much. That was amazing. Do you have we have time? Do you have time to do one more?
Yes.
Okay,
So,
great.
and once again, I want to just mention to everyone, if there was something from that resonated with you, please receive it also. Okay, now I'm feeling another female coming through. This time I am seeing a younger woman. I feel like she passed in her early 20s to mid 20s, possibly a little bit later. I'm seeing longish hair with her. I feel her being very natural. And what I mean by that is I feel like her hair color was her natural hair color. I'm seeing like it's a sun-kissed brown. So I feel like she was a nature lover, earth lover once again. And I'm also feeling like she didn't wear makeup. It wasn't necessary. And she didn't feel an affinity to it. I get this sense, as I said, just natural beauty. I'm seeing some freckles on her face too, and just a warm glow about her. So I know spending time outdoors. She's showing me that what she liked to wear also. I don't want to call her hippie by any means, but the idea of just being very comfortable, flowing clothes, flowing blouse is what I'm seeing her in right now. And I'm seeing her barefoot. So I just get this sense once again, earth connection, earthy girl. As I said, I see longer hair and it's straight. I'm not seeing it curled. I'm hearing the name Susan. I don't know that it's her name, but I'm feeling like there is a connection with her to a Susan. This may be her mother's name or sister's name also. So as I'm saying this, does this information make sense? And I feel like her passing, because I know that helps to identify it. I'm getting a sense that there may have been something congestive, heart related, because I'm feeling illness with her, but at the same time, I'm not feeling a lengthy illness. So I feel like there was heart related. This once again may be also overdose, because I know many times the heart is what's connected, but overall I feel healthy from her.
Okay. I believe Daryl and Kelly saying that is exactly our daughter in appearance, heart-related death.
Okay. And Is this the same Mary that just popped up here, Irene, or is this someone different?
No, it was Daryl and Kelly, and now Mary. Daughter was 25, long straight hair, died, heart defect suddenly. Grandmother was Susan. So Daryl and Kelly are saying their daughter was 20.
And everything fits with Daryl and Carol also?
Kelly,
Kelly.
Daryl and Kelly, can you take everything else?
Okay, let's go to them first. And by chance, it could be two young girls with this same description, the same love of life and that feeling coming through. Okay, except for
Okay.
Susan. So let's go ahead and go to Daryl and Kelly, please.
Okay. Kathy, did you find them? I don't know why it's
Yes,
not
I just
working.
asked them to.
Okay, great,
Hi.
thank you.
Hey, and so all of this makes sense with you?
Yeah, a lot
Okay.
of it, when you were describing her, that was her to a T.
Okay, and did you feel that energy when I was talking about her too?
Yes.
Okay, that's perfect, Daryl, because that is great validation of knowing that it's her. Now, can I get your daughter's name, please?
Rachel.
Rachel. Okay. So as I'm tuning in, I've got chills down my body with this. She's immediately even coming to bring her hands up. So I can think of this as prayer position. I can think of this as namaste, blessings, that kind of feeling coming forth. Now, I just get this feeling that it's a greeting also that she's wanting to recognize. Now, do you remember her doing this?
She would do stuff like
Yes.
that.
Okay. Because I'm seeing to do this and I feel like,
Yeah.
I just get this free spirit, this love spirit about her. And as I said, I want to use the word hippie, but that doesn't feel like the right word to use. I just want to say earth lover with her.
Yes.
She's
Definitely.
giving me this strong sense about, she would do anything for anyone. And that includes all animals, all people, all earth, everything. She's giving me this sense too, because I'm hearing to say the word salvation. I don't know what she's referencing with that, but I get just this strong sense of, having this beautiful life, having this faith, this understanding of the afterlife. And I just feel like there's something very wise about her that she's wanting to express also. Okay, so I'm not going to try to understand what she means with that word salvation, but I want to just say that and let you interpret it how it may resonate. Okay, I know that she's talking too about leaving an imprint. And I think of people, of course, that are making a difference in the world are concerned about what imprint they're leaving, the ecological aspect and so on. She's just giving me this strong feeling about legacy and life and, her imprint that she's left on this world, in this world. And I know that she is grateful to both of you for allowing her to be who she is, because she said, I could not have had the life, I could not have lived the life that I have without the two of you supporting me. So I know how important it is for her to recognize that with the two of you, how much love she feels, and just talking about the freedom that you gave her.
Yeah, Rachel was an amazing person. And when you say she made an imprint, she had so many friends who came forward afterwards and said how she helped them with their schoolwork. She was like a teacher. She was always looking after everybody. Like if anybody needed help, she was there to help them, even when she was super busy herself. And yeah,
very selfless. And
Yes.
I just know that, you will continue to hear more stories that they will continue to share with you. And there is something, because she's pointing the fingers at the two of you saying it's because of you, how you set this example for her. And once again, allowed her to be who she is.
Yeah. Thank you. That was, yes, she's
Yeah.
very much like that.
So I want to leave that with the two of you. And I just know that she's coming to the both of you, giving a group hug and saying thank you so much, and doing the blessing once again.
I loved when you did that sort of thing, because Rachel did do that all the time. She would come and she'd go,
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah. So I know that because she's like, do this. And as I said, we can think of blessing, namaste, prayer position, that feeling. Good.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank you both so much.
Thank you.
That was nice.
It's wonderful.
So beautiful. Thank you, Shelly. Thank you so much. And to the Sarah, Louisa, and Daryl and Kelly, if you'd like to send Elizabeth a picture of your child and a little note, she'd be happy to put it in the newsletter, the next newsletter. And her email address is simple, elizabeth@helpingparentsheal.org. So thank you, Shelly. Any closing comments?
Yes, I just want to mention for those of you that this was resonating with you also, if you are guided to email me, I'm happy to provide any additional information that may come through with that also. Otherwise, thank you all so much for this opportunity, and I look forward to seeing many of you at the conference in August. And thank you, Irene, and thank you, Kathy.
Yes, thank you, everyone. As we always do, please feel free to unmute yourself and say goodnight and say thank you to Shelly. Thank you, Shelly.
Shelly, very much.
Shelly,
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Good night, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So
Yes,
much.
what a
Thank
great
you.
night.
Thank you so
See
much.
everybody
Thank you,
next week.
Shelly. More life to you.
Going back and forth.
So much. It was wonderful.
Thank you.
Great.